love in a holy, holy way.
Come on into the room, y'all. I have Leslee McGee on camera from the start. We're here on the day called Juneteenth. Supposed to be a day of full recognition of freedom for those enslaved Africans in America. And we wonder about that word freedom and what it really means. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Let me serve in a holy, holy way.
All right, they're coming on in. Good evening, Marion. Catherine Louise, welcome on to Soul Fulfilling. And people are coming. You know, it takes a moment for them to, you know, get their stuff. It's just, you know, we should say we began around 6. Let my steps reveal the path of peace. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Ashe. Hey, Leslee.
Hi, Rickie.
So Leslie's with me fresh in the studio today. Hi, Estella and Sharon Fuller, and they're coming in. Takes a moment, you know, folks are doing other things and they're trying to get to the computer or to their phones so that they can dial in. And what's interesting is by this time next week, you know, you have almost 200 people that have watched it, you know. But we start right here, and this is like sometimes starting small, humble. It's all right, you know. It's intimate. So the summary of who we are. Somebody says, what is your summary? What is your summary? So I asked Leslee, I said, Leslee, can you give me a bio? Or a resume? I said, can you give me a resume? Something so, because I know a little bit about Leslee. I know a little bit about Leslee, but I didn't know about Leslee. Leslie's bad, right? But with that smile of hers, her countenance, I knew she was an exceptional being. I just didn't know in what capacities. I knew, you know, if you see Leslie's body, you know she's been an athlete. She's been an athlete at some point. She still got it. She still got that body, that agility. But she's got something else. She's got a love. She's got a flexibility. She's got an awareness. And when Leslee comes into the room, you know that it's going to be better than it was. You know, because she brings something beautiful. She's someone beautiful. So when she shows up, something beautiful shows up. It's like when Sue shows up, I know someone beautiful is in the room. When Marion shows up, someone beautiful is in the room. Sharon Fuller, someone beautiful is in the room. Estella, someone beautiful is in the room. Hey, Catherine. And all of you who are coming later, let it be said of you that when you showed up, something good, something wonderful came in with you. Because some people come in, you go like, "Ooh, Lord." When the freedom in your soul begins to define who you are, more than the pain, when the love within your soul begins to define who you are, rather than that story of what they took from you. Mm-hmm. That's when we can talk about freedom. That regardless of what happened, I'm still finding the way to be a creative being. I'm still finding the way to take care of my family, to care for them. I have not lost my hope because of what the circumstances might appear to be right now. Because circumstances look like, hey, you ain't gonna never. That ain't nothing but some belief system. You can do it. It doesn't matter about your age, or it doesn't matter where you are right now. It's like you said, you change your mind. So I'm inviting you to come on into the room where we get to change our mind. We're all getting better. I'm a better person because you're here every week listening to me get better. I hope you getting better too. Infinitely seeking music. Love you both. That's G Skates. Giuseppe, welcome. It is you, Giuseppe. I love Giuseppe. In the heart of spirit, daughter, the one who's truly free is the way of great expression, a shiny destiny. She listens to the wind and knows that all is one. Her light reveals the answer to questions as they go. A question posed by one is, where do you find the face of God? Where to find the face of God? In the rhythm, in the laughter, in the soul. Where to find the face of God? In the rhythm, in the laughter, in the soul. What is it you know of God? Greater giving, greater loving, greater joy. What is it you know of God? Greater living, greater laughing, greater joy. She said greater laughter, but that's good. Greater giving. That's good. In the soul of spirit, brother, the one who's truly free is the way of greater wisdom, a shiny destiny. He's dreaming with the moon and rising with the sun. His light reveals the answer to questions as they go. Folks always want to know. The question posed by one is, where do you find the strength of God? What? Where to find the strength of God? In the quiet of surrender, in your tears. Where to find the strength of God? In the quiet, in surrender, in your tears. Yeah. Where to hear the song of God? In the children, in the chanting, in the om. Where to hear the song of God?
children and the chanting in the old. La 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 la. Hey, la 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 la. What is it we know of God? Greater giving, greater loving, greater joy.
She says nothing was listed for tonight. Should have been listed. Okay, I'm glad you jumped on, Maxine. Maybe some other people didn't hear about it. Maybe they didn't hear, but it should have been listed. I don't know why I didn't list. But she says, hey, happy Wednesdays, so fulfilling family. Nothing was listed for tonight. I don't know why. Well, listen here. We listed it in the mind of God right now.
That's right.
Hey, Robin Champion from D.C. Robin's in the house. Frank Arthur Williams, welcome. Welcome, everybody. So we got a nice little group here. And so we're going to get into our conversation. But before we do, I just want to rest in the song that was just sang, that was just sung. And that song said, where do you find the face of God? It's everywhere. It's in the river. It's in the laughter. It's in your joy. It's in your soul. Where do we find the strength that God would have us have? In the quiet of surrender, when we just let go and let go, in the quiet space. In our tears, because a lot of times we're crying in the dark in the middle of the night. Asking questions sometimes, and sometimes just sitting in the answer, and sometimes just feeling the power and presence of God that's so strong. It brings you to a deep silence and humility. So I'm thankful for all the ways that we are walking closer with God in our own way. Greater giving, greater loving, greater joy. That's what I know of God. And I give thanks knowing that we are all connected. And truly, we can all know greater giving, greater loving, and greater joy, breath by breath. So we allow it to be now. And now it is. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Hey, Leslie.
Hi. I'm so happy to be here.
This is Leslee McGee. She is amazing. And before we start, I want to thank Sue for all that Sue does to hold the high watch and the space. I want to thank Jamone Byars, Sue Lingle and Jamone Byars for the part that they play on the production teams, and the supporting teams. I want to thank Leslie, who plays a lot. She comes and helps in the B-hood, and just shows up in whatever capacity. She said, what is it for me to do? What is it that I could be here? How can I serve in what capacity? And Leslie has always been that person coming in the door. It's like, and never was a problem like some of y'all were. No, she wasn't. Leslie was cool. So Leslie, we're going to talk about you and your amazing life.
Okay.
Yeah. and what's up for you these days, and your growing edge, and what's calling you these days. And so if it didn't post, you might not have seen this write-up that I wrote about, that was written about our beautiful Leslie, but I'm going to read it right now. Is that all right? So that you could see. I said, we are welcoming Leslee McGee of the legendary Alto Nation. Yes, who served on the Soul Sisters leadership teams and is a B-hoodie to the bone. But this is not the summary of Leslie, who is golden with accomplishments in track and field, an All-American in the 1500 meter, and in education, 2 masters, an MU, an MS and an MA, Master of Science and Masters of Art. Yeah, she's Master of Art and Sciences and 27 years with Los Angeles Unified School District. Who can do that? Okay. She is a poet, an actress, a wife of 35 years, mother of 2, and grandmother of 1 precious grandchild. Leslee continues to grow and is still stretching out. And the Spirit says, I am more than this. Come to me. What's next for Leslee might just reveal what is next for us. So get ready to join Rickie B and Leslee McGee for a dynamic conversation about freedom.
All right.
Yeah, about freedom. Because I think when we're talking about creativity, we're talking about freedom.
Absolutely.
And when you lose your creativity and you lose your ability to think outside of the box and to think beyond, well, maybe you're stuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe you're stuck. And maybe when somebody's got their foot on your back,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's defining your position.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But when you know that all you got to do is move a certain way, think a certain way, charge a certain way,
Yeah.
to get beyond that
Mm-hmm.
situation,
Mm-hmm.
then, you know, that's when the scenario shifts.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't do it yourself, you can pray to have the courage to do it, or to pray that your children who follow you will not have to go through that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the most a parent can give is a prayer,
Absolutely, yeah.
you know. But tell us about you, Leslee. Tell us about what you're doing. You know,
So what am I doing?
What's your growing edge these days?
My growing edge is just trying to lean into my creativity, because a lot of times when I live, am I going good? Am I good?
Come over this way.
Okay.
Your face was kind of
okay. When I live, just the regular life, my life is pretty busy. We work long hours as an assistant principal. It's easy to get stuck in the norms of what today should be rather than what I want it to be. So I'm just kind of leaning into my creativity. That's what I've been trying to focus on this year, and doing that more and more. And in doing that, I feel a freedom.
Mm-hmm.
So like singing with you, and I practice at home now. You know, I do that when I get a chance to. I write. I want to do more writing. And what I'm finding too is that creativity isn't my job.
Mm-hmm.
So, so like, for example, when I did the graduation, I coordinate that for our school. I happened to sing the national anthem. I didn't plan on it, but I ended up doing that. So there's a lot of creativity in just bringing out things in others, as well as just bringing it out myself. So, yeah.
You still sing the national anthem?
Yes, we do.
Tell me why you sing.
It's one of the requirements from our district.
Because if I don't, I lose my job.
Yeah, we have to sing it and say it. That's part of the graduation. But I'm okay with singing the national anthem just because I do love this country. I'm glad that I don't love everything about this country, but this is where I live, and this is where I will most likely die. And I believe in some of the tenets of our country. So I'm happy to sing the national anthem.
Yeah. I don't sing it. I don't sing the national anthem. Let me tell you why. I mean, I love the country. I don't particularly care for the government, but I think that the country is full of beautiful people. I'm looking on this thread right here, and I can see, wow, look at all these people that dialed in. Robin, Kurt for Peace. How can I serve today? Jill Russell, Joanne Long. Hey, Joanne. Ansela, my sister's on. Hey.
Hi, Ansela.
She says, hi, Leslee. Leslie's got a fan club, baby. A lot of people love Leslee. But I don't sing it because it's a war song.
Yeah.
And I feel like this country, the war machine that is very much identified here, it needs to be understood.
Yeah.
And there is another verse to that song that is hideous, that we don't sing. So I think his name is Jeffrey Robinson, has a beautiful YouTube about I think it's called Here Now. I believe that's the name of it. Is Here We Are Here Now. He was a civil rights attorney, but he's brilliant, and
Mhm.
he talks about the different things where that we are not aware of because we're here and we've accepted a lot that has been given.
Yeah.
But the younger people are coming up and they're not accepting it. They're doing a lot of research and finding out
Mhm.
what is it. The bump. And I did an arrangement of the Star Spangled Banner
Mhm.
in tribute to Jackie Robinson. And by the way, here's a shout out to the memory and the great Willie Mays, who passed on today, at 95. I believe they said he was,
It's a long life.
was he 95, 93? I believe he was 93 years old. And wow, that's a long stretch.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't heard that name in a long time. Willie Mays. Because this is a Jackie Robinson town here.
Yeah, yeah.
You hear about Jackie, you don't hear about Willie as much. But the great Willie Mays has passed on. And some other great people have passed on too. And I just want to take a moment to recognize them. There's a beautiful singer who lost her son, whose son passed on. And her name is Bridget Bryant. And her firstborn son, whose name is Joe, was 32 years old, and he's passed on. And so we're wrapping our arms around Bridget Bryant, beautiful singer. She was in the days of Agape, she would sing a song called Rolling River God,
Oh,
and she'd
incredible.
sing it so well. And her capacity to love is so enormous. I remember her sons, they come through the door and they walk with such confidence because they look like, we know our mama bad, and we know she loves her. You could tell they were loved, they had confidence like that. And, but they grow up, and they find out just the kind of things that they need to learn about life and for their journey. And everybody has a destiny, and we didn't all get the same. I think we all got the same destiny, and that is to be creative and express the power and the presence of God. But the way that shows in a certain stretch of time will be varied and different because we're different kinds of people.
Yeah, it's true.
So he's moved on, and we're wrapping Bridget Bryant in prayer. Also, Greta Sashita's family is released a child. Her sister's granddaughter passed on. Amara Liza is her name. Amara Liza. She's just 1.5 years. So Greta is in Oakland with the mother. She's in Oakland right now with Portia, her niece, and just being there with her family. So our love goes out to Greta Sashita, Bridget Bryant, and anybody in the thread who may have released a loved one. A lot of people are releasing loved ones. We're thankful for the time we get together, and we do our best in the stretch that we get.
Yeah, that's true.
And you've seen a lot of kids go at the school.
Yeah, I
through the
definitely
years.
have over the years. Yeah. It's been a challenge kind of seeing that, but I just hold on to, whatever lessons that they had to learn and the lessons that I see the kids around them learning through their lives. And that's incredible.
Yeah.
So,
their life made a difference.
Yes,
in the
yes,
children's lives
absolutely.
who are here.
Absolutely. So I just look at that, and as long as we say their name, they're remembered. So,
yeah, that's beautiful. Carl Anderson was like that for me. Like what you just said is very powerful. Because I've learned so many lessons. He's not even here.
Yeah.
But based on the way he lived and who he was, he made such an impression on me that he lives.
Yeah.
He still lives. And so thank you, God, for being the arms that hold our loved ones while they're in the flesh and when it's time to go. God is good and God is there.
Yeah.
And life is eternal.
Yeah.
So as you're leaping into the unknown now, at this stretch of your life now, you've done a lot of things.
Yeah.
Before we get into where you're going, let's talk about where you've been. So Leslie's a runner. Do you still run?
I don't run. I do work out, but my body said not to run now. Just a little bit. I run.
Just a little bit
Mm-hmm.
because of
Knees, bladder, that kind of thing. Yeah.
All that pounding eventually
it
takes
does.
a toll.
It does.
Yeah. But you still walk and hike and all of that?
Yes, absolutely do that. Hike, Pilates, yoga, lift weights. Yeah.
She said hike, Pilates, yoga. I'm already tired. That's incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah, you do Pilates.
Yes.
Okay.
I just do the mat Pilates.
The what?
It's mat Pilates. There's Pilates with a machine.
Okay.
And then there's Pilates that you can do on the mat. So I do
Okay.
that kind.
Okay. I think I do a little mat Pilates myself.
Yeah.
But it was called another method before it was called Pilates.
It's almost like what Jack LaLanne used to do back in the day. It's so similar to that kind of those just basic exercises just to strengthen, your core and all of that.
Yeah. And I do yoga, a very what you call it, limited approach.
Yeah.
But I do it. I know what I do. My warrior. So if you all know that I do that warrior, it's really good. Warrior 1, 2, and 3. Do your little, tree pose.
Yeah.
If you can, do a little downward dog if you can, and if you can't, you can do certain things on the wall, to keep you strong. But all that's so good. Yeah. It's really, really great to have a regimen. And I find athletes keep their regimen. A lot of athletes, some don't.
Yeah.
Some become couch potatoes and don't do nothing.
Once you have that, once you're fit to let yourself go, which I have definitely let myself go, but I just don't feel like myself. And so one of the things about having a career that's about service is that I have to remember to serve myself. And so in staying fit, doing whatever I can that day, it's just a way for me to start so that when I go, I'm ready to serve, not, like, what do you want? I have this, I have joy in my heart. So that's one of the ways that I keep that.
That's good. That's good. Here's a shout out to Estella Holman, my little walking buddy. We walked this morning and we walk and talk and it's so good, and then, when I walk with Estella, I walk by myself, but sometimes I catch a phone call that I can walk and talk while I'm talking.
Yeah.
And I walk all day talking because, I can talk.
It's good to think and talk too. Sometimes when I'm just there and I'm just focusing in on whatever I happen to see, if it's gardenias or whatever it is, and then just these thoughts come into my mind, or solutions that I didn't even know that there was a problem to. So I like doing that.
Yeah, think and walk. Okay, you said
think and talk. Oh, think and walk.
Think and walk.
Walk.
Yes, it's beautiful. So what's required of a runner? Like you were All-American.
Yes, I was. Yeah.
Your freshman year at CSUN. CSUN is California State University at Northridge.
Yes.
And so you were fast.
I was pretty good. Yeah.
You were very good. Look, I know what it means when you become All-American. In my age group, I almost qualified. But when you run, what's required of a runner that can help us right now and those on the thread?
So I started running when I was 9. So I ran age group and I was in nationals and junior Olympics. And in high school, I competed for the United States of America as well. But I think first, I think anyone can run. And you just have to be able to just have the desire to run. So I've coached many kids that you look at them and you think they can't do anything. They can't run. As a matter of fact, we even had what was called a AA track team on our school. And these are students that had, different types of disabilities and they would run. And so anyone can run as long as you have the ability to run.
I was trained to run, and I was the person that they thought was a sorry athlete. My family was like, she ain't got it. Hey, Ansel, my sister's on the thread, they would, and y'all know that thing, that story, but they would go like, okay, they would when they would pick the team, and we had so many kids and friends on the block, it was a neighborhood family. A lot of people kids would be at our house. So when we would go out to the field to play, in the old days when people would go out to play,
yes,
we'd go out and play baseball or kickball or something. and they would go like, okay, I'll take Doll. And somebody would say, well, I'll take Ansela, and I'll take this, I'll take that. And then it would be me. And they were like, come on, let's see who get Rickie. Like so,
from the baseball bat. Huh?
After a while, that take your confidence. It takes your confidence that they gambling over who gonna get you. You're so bad because they never showed me how to catch the ball. Like, if you got to show somebody how to do something in order that they can learn how to do it. And everybody else had a natural propensity for it, but I didn't. But I would burn them up with a song, baby.
I think, again, the desire. And then a lot of people, one of our t-shirts that we would have for our teams would be, our sport is your sport's punishment. And
say that again.
Our sport, track and field, or cross country, is your sport's punishment. So like in baseball or basketball or soccer, you have to run lines, you have to run laps. And it was just, so that's a punishment. And so we're saying, no, this is what we love to do.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that I would try not to scare people off, the way my coaches would have scared me off, but I had a hard head with running. So you don't want to say, okay, come out and run, and then you're going to run 5 miles. Okay, that's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
But if you just have them run a little bit, stop and stretch, maybe do some drills, because it's not just about running. I see a lot of people, even professionals, that don't know how to run. And I'm like, if they just learned how to move their arms and not run on their heels. And, so there's a lot of intricacies with running that people don't really know. But once you learn that, that's when you get the absolute freedom, because your body can move in the way that it's supposed to move.
Yeah, I love the time that I ran.
Yeah.
It was a glorious time, and I had a glorious trainer. And because I'm telling you, I'm the Forrest Gump of New Thought. Man, I got stories, man. And my trainer was an Olympic trainer. And she trained me to be fast.
Yes.
And she said, wow, your body's made just like Jackie Joyner-Kersee, that if you had trained.
One of my favorite athletes.
That if I had trained, the short, long legs, she said, if you had trained younger, you could have, you could have been great.
Yeah.
Now those were her words, but and who knows, that wasn't in the cards for me. I was supposed to be a songwriter and doing what it was I was doing. But I found that by learning something that I didn't know and really throwing myself into it, and being willing to do it terribly at first, but to keep going until it became a part of me, that it made me mentally tough for the things that I was going to do, the things that I would do moving forward.
Yeah.
Let me look in here. What's happening here? Also, they're giving people who passed on. I was motivated later to become a champion horse person. Mardell became a horse person, and Jackie Joyner, incredible. Yeah, and Jackie's her husband.
He's an incredible coach now. He coaches Sydney McLaughlin, and there's so many Ating Mu.
Yeah, he was coaching when we were training.
Yeah,
he would be out there.
He's coached just multitudes of Olympic gold medalists.
Yeah, and Tommy Smith was one would be training with us. I mean, would train us.
He's incredible.
When
too.
Linda, her name was Linda Huey. She was a really great trainer, and she was an alto. She was an alto.
She was.
She was an alto.
Okay.
And I mean, that's what they wanted. They. I have a story about it. I got to put that in the book so y'all can read that story. Those stories are good. But sometimes I'm thinking like, Rickie, just shut up. But the stories are. They document that period of time when these altos, these singers in the choir, they said, "Why don't you come running with Linda and I? So we're gonna meet on the beach. We're gonna, and so I met them. I didn't have a swimsuit, but I had yoga clothes. In the old days when the yoga outfits looked like swimsuits.
The Jane Fonda days.
Yeah. And Francesca sold them.
I'm sure she was wearing that too.
She was wearing them.
I'm sure she was.
Because she was a yoga teacher. She was my yoga instructor too. And I would have privates with her. I'm telling you, folks were dialing in with Rickie. They were getting me ready for what I was going to have to deal with sooner than later, And they went running on the beach. And by the next day, I couldn't walk, because I couldn't walk. what she had us doing. But then I began to be able to get my facility back. I mean, it was hard to walk. I could walk, but my muscles were sore. But she invited me to come to the track at Santa Monica College, and we used that track. And man, because it was important. Form was important.
Yes, it's very important.
And my form, I still have my.
All right.
And she said, I can't believe I trained you to be faster than me. She said, Rickie, I know you want to hear this. She's like, you're a pretty runner.
Beautiful runners, they run like gazelles, they run like gazelles. And it
was great. And I'm nothing more than I loved running up a hill.
Yeah.
And she said, look at this girl. So I used to win in all my categories. So but there were a lot of things that I couldn't do well as a kid athletically. And but I threw myself into it. And I find that being able to throw yourself into what's ahead is important. Like, what does it take to leap into the unknown? Like, what's needed for that kind of journey? What do you think?
I think you have to be courageous, using running as an analogy. When I decided to run a marathon, I had to run a marathon. And I never considered myself that much of a distance runner. And so it took courage to say, I'm going to do a marathon. So first, the courageousness. And then I had been running for many years. So I could have been like, I know everything because I already been running since I was a little kid. So how are you going to tell me what to do?
A champion runner at that.
But I wasn't a champion marathoner. So I needed to listen to what people told me to do. And so I had to have humility in order to kind of go on that journey of running a marathon and training for it.
Yeah. And you need humility when you're stepping out into something new, something you haven't done. Like we have people on the thread here who are doing new things. They're stepping out. They're stretching out. They're, by the way, Giuseppe, I need your help. Giuseppe can organize a closet.
Okay.
He's a master organizer. He's amazing.
He should come to my house.
Yeah. I got work for you, Giuseppe. She's a client. But when you step out into something that you haven't done before, and, if you're not tough mentally, which only means, for me, that you're not really humble inside. Like, it's not really tough. It's like you got to be really soft in a very humble way. Like there's a scripture that says, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. For theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And when you're not full of yourself, poor in spirit, like poor in little s, not poor in God, but poor in your. Blessed are the poor in ego, the folks who don't have all of that puffed up and puff uppityness, that they can listen. Because I know some people who've been out here a long time. They're doing a lot of things. They're experts. They know everything. And that's one way. And then there's another way to, when they get quiet, that they're listening, hopefully, to something greater than them, than their own voice. That's showing them how to be better, not just how to speak better, but how to be better, how to live better. Yeah. And humility is important because you got to be willing. You got to be willing to learn it. You got to be willing to look bad at it.
And you have to persevere as well, because no matter what, when you start something,
perseverance.
Yes, perseverance. You're gonna lose. you're gonna, like you said, you're gonna feel badly sometimes. But then, if you persevere, if you really continue on past that point, there's this thing,
endurance,
that's called endurance, a runner's high. And you can get it whether you're a musician, whether you're writing, when it's just you're flowing and it's just you feel like you're walking on air. It's incredible. And so when you reach that point, like, if you just continue on past the hurt, past the throwing up, past the everything that happens, that's the gift. That's the joy.
Yeah. I continued past that, man. That was redlining. So when the paramedics were right there for me, and I was there, I was like, I'm done. That was my last time running. I was like, I don't have to do this anymore. But I won in my category. I was very fast. I'd won in my category for my age group. But I needed to show that I wasn't going to stop.
Yeah.
Because I had stopped in that 5K. I was up there in Northridge running. I'm going like, what am I doing out here? It's Saturday morning. It's raining. It's cold. I'm looking around like, ain't no black people out here. What you doing out here, girl? But I was with my trainer, and at that time, Michael Beckwith was running because he's a great runner. He was a sprinter, but I was like an 800. That was
your middle distance.
Yeah, I was really good with the middle distance. But I was asking myself the question, so I stopped running. I just started walking. Because I'm not doing, I'm just going to walk. And then I started running again. I got it back and I ran. And even with that, I had a very good time. So when they learned that I stopped and walked, they were like, you can't do that. You could have, it's like, but I'd still won in my category.
Yeah.
But when we did, it was like the Sweetheart. It's called the Sweetheart Mile. Hey, no, Quaddy. No, I'm live on a podcast. What? Well, deal with it. You'll be all right. Family continues.
Yes.
I have nobody on the door going like on the air. So it's really live around here. But what was I talking about?
You're talking about your middle distance and then a Sweetheart Mile.
So that Sweetheart Mile, I redlined and gave it everything I had and won. And I said, it's not that important to me. It's like, I'm not Flojo.
Yeah.
I'm not Jackie Joyner, Kersey. I'm not any of them. I'm Rickie Byars. And I didn't come to run right now. I came for music. I came to open people's heart another way.
We've all benefited from it.
Can you imagine if I had a heart attack out there?
Yeah, right.
That would have been a waste.
Absolutely.
Is he looking for banana bread? No, he already went through that part. Yeah, so humility, perseverance, patience.
Yes.
Patience. And I really loved the sport. And I love music. I love the choir, man. I mean, all of this stuff I needed when I leaped into the unknown about what would be needed to be a choir director. It was just like, what's needed? And I already had it.
Yeah.
But I had to learn how to teach them parts. I'd never done that part, not like that on that scale with choir arrangements and what have you. So I'm thankful. And I'm thankful for a team.
Yeah.
It's good to have people around you who believe in what you're doing.
And it was great being a part of your choir just because you were such a humble leader. So, you knew exactly how it needed to sound. But if we made mistakes or if you made a mistake, it was just laughed it off and then keep on going.
Yeah.
So, and anyone, as long as they had service, could be in the choir, whether they could hold a note or not hold a note. They could be in there. You'd be like, you sit right here next to somebody that can hear the notes. So all of those qualities you used.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. See, that debunks all those stories about get out of here. You can't do nothing. You need to do flowers. I did that one time. I gave him a chance though, but he had so much heart and he was singing loud. He was out of tune. This is before the choir. This is the early days of the choir. His name was Terry. What's Terry's last name? Somebody on the thread might remember Terry. But Terry, man, he had a twin brother, and I think it was Terrell. His name was Terrell. Yeah, Terrell. And I was like, bruh. But they didn't say bruh in them days. I said, Terry, I know you want to be in the choir, but you do flowers really well, And he was like, well, I can do flowers and sing too. He, it didn't feel good, but he understood. I gave him a chance. But here's a shout out to Marion Lewis, who does flowers and holds the tune.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
She holds the tune. She holds the tune. So let's see what we got. What we teach, we grow. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Sue. I have grown from teaching.
Yeah.
So you said, so you want to tell me about your Jesus journey.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
She had a question with me.
For her.
She's like, I want to know about your Jesus journey. I thought, tell me about yours.
Okay. Well, I grew up in the church, Baptist church, and then I went to a Methodist church. And then my kids grew up kind of in a Baptist church, Calvary Baptist Church in Pacoima, California. And then...
Are you from LA? You from California?
I'm actually from Detroit, Michigan. So back there, I went to Hartford Baptist Church. My
You're from Detroit?
Mm-hmm.
That's why she got
from Detroit. Yeah. That's where I was born. But maybe about 20 years ago, I started just questioning things. Mm-hmm. And I began to practice Buddhism and meditate, and that really felt right to me. There was a lot of things about the dogma of Christianity that just didn't feel right for me. And it's still, frankly, it doesn't really feel right to me. Mm-hmm. I've tried to, I have read the Bible recently, and there's parts of it where it just doesn't feel right. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of have come to just a little piece of every little thing. It's just mm-hmm. like I take this piece, that piece, and then all of it becomes kind of who I am. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So mm-hmm. that's kind of where I am. I do believe in a God. I do believe in Jesus, but the whole Trinity, all of that, heaven and all that, I'm just not there right now in my life. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Well, you know what, Leslee? That smile that you have, it's the smile of God. It's the smile of God. So God smiles through you. God loves through you. You have an open heart that is a whole soul devotion, to uplifting those around you, those who are in your care. Mm-hmm. And that is the work of Jesus. Now, Christianity is something different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But Jesus is unique. Mm-hmm. And that's what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Not Christianity.
Okay.
But I understand that there's a confusion sometimes between Jesus and Christianity. And, and we're not going to get into that conversation, because it seems like I'm talking about it every week. But I think, that when you are kind and you're serving the community in the way that you do, and with a heart like your heart, that is the whole point of why Jesus came. Yeah. That we would have that kind of life and have that more abundantly. Mm-hmm. A lot of times people use the scripture to support different points, and who's to say, mm-hmm. That it can't be used to support what they're saying, but that kind of love, to me, the way you support, the way you live your life is an abundant life. You have love, you have integrity, you have generosity beyond measure. People just don't know about this woman here and what she gives and the way she gives it. She gives her time. She just gives her heart, man. And so Kurt is on. He's that kind. Everybody on these people on the thread, y'all these kinds of people. That's why you're on the thread, because you're these kind of people, baby. And it's like, that's the point. And if you're in a time when people weren't getting it and they were being misused and misled, and somebody shows up to go like, hey, check this out. What if we just loved one another because it's good to love, and that is That's enough.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I don't care what you call it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't care what you call it. You know,
Yeah.
it's enough.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, back to Saint Luke of the, Luke and the Lovingtons, he said, whatever helps you love more
Yeah.
is good because you love more. You know, and I saw where Luke is doing some things in schools now and teaching a sessions on how to talk better about yourself, how to talk better to yourself.
Yeah.
Because you know we tear ourselves down because sometimes we're not living up to somebody else's standard of what they think we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, and then we're talking about ourselves in horrible ways.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true. I had this. We had this student who she came to this country in 8th grade, and she just graduated. And when she came to the country, she was pregnant, and so she had a child for the past 4 years while she was in high school, and pretty much no one knew. We knew, but she didn't talk about her child or anything like that. And she did one of the speeches, and I said, you know, I read her speech, and I said, this is good, but your story.
You mean for the graduation?
For graduation. And I said, this is good, but your story is so powerful. Your story is amazing. And I said, can you talk about your son? I mean, your son is going to be there. Why can't you tell people your true journey? And she did. And it was her speech, even though it was in Spanish, you know, because I had her do it in Spanish, it was just so incredible. It was an incredible story. And I was just grateful that she had the courage to say that. And I think that uplifted people that were in the audience, as well as her classmates that didn't even know that she had a child, and she graduated and did all these things the entire time. So yeah.
Look at how she supported. And that's beautiful because she shared her life.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes you have things in your life where you're just like, well, I'm not going to share that part.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to share everything. But if you have a child, you know, isn't it wonderful wouldn't it be wonderful to be able to talk about your child?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, hey, no, I talk about my children all the time.
Yeah. So not living in shame, but living in, you know, confidence and joy.
So, yeah. Are you good? You were talking about this song is always requested, often requested. Gave up on Jesus, I didn't understand. Jesus the healer in a wayward land. Jesus the teacher in a world unkind. Jesus forgotten to the heart and mind. Jesus the servant to the heart and mind. I gave up on Jesus, I didn't understand. Jesus for profit or Jesus for a plan. Oh, Jesus a doctrine, Jesus for greed, Jesus forgotten inside of a creed. So the Spirit showed me a land where the joy of Jesus is in the servant's hand. And all that they say, like Leslie, all that they do is the face of Jesus that I never knew. Well, it's the part of Jesus
Say the joy of the Spirit is in the servant's head. I'm so much better for this day, serving the Spirit in a Jesus kind of way. Oh, la 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 la, Jesus kind of way. La 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 la, Leslee kind of way. La 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 la, universal way. Oh, la 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 la, Jesus kind of way. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Spirit. Love one another. Jesus the servant in a world unkind. Jesus the healer to the heart and mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's the answer.
Yeah. Yeah, love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow, Kurt for peace. Mm-hmm. Hi, Kathy Means. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm from Pacoima. Now I live in New York City. The Pupton Show. I don't know who that is.
All right.
They know who you
It's
are.
still live and going.
It's still live and going. So come on to the room, Sue. Oh, that woman. Show the Pupton Show one more time. Oh, she really does puppets. He really does puppets. That person really does puppets. Yeah, they really got a little puppet. Wow, it's so cute. The puppet kind of looks
check
like
you out on YouTube.
the Pupton Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet the Pupton Show is doing all kinds of wonderful things. So everybody on the thread, I hope everybody's doing well. Come on into the room, Sue, with your RIGASA shirt. No, I know who it is. That's Sue with the RIGASA shirt. It says "Rest in God and say Amen."
Mm-hmm.
So how did you?
Short sleeve.
Yeah. Soon to be available in the B-hood. Crew neck.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful, ladies. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so.
Yes.
You know what's so great about this show? We meet up all the time,
Mm-hmm.
but yet we don't know that much about each other. We learn here. We find out all these. I didn't know you were the big. What was your title when you're running?
I was an All-American in the 1,500 meters.
And she was a track and field cross country coach for high schools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's training the champions. That's what
so.
I don't know if y'all got that part. Leslee.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I just know when first time I went to Soul Sisters, I met Leslie. The smile drew me in. And then the next time I went, I looked for that smile and I didn't find you at first. And it was like, oh no, this ain't gonna happen. And then there you were with the kids. But yeah, you light up the room, honey.
Oh,
We
thank
love
you.
Yeah, she's the
you.
smile of God. And sometimes you meet people who just have so much space for you and for others. Like they're not filling the space up with themselves. They are allowing space. And Leslee is that kind of being. And that's, I just think it's just remarkable. I'm just glad that, and you know how Leslee got on the show. This is how Leslee really got on the show. Leslee is traveling. She's going back to Virginia to see her stepfather, who is in his.
He's 94 years old.
Oh,
Yeah.
God bless her.
Yeah. 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 Willie Smith.
Willie Smith.
Uh-huh.
She's going back to see Papa Willie,
That's right.
and so she has been not been present in the B-hood because she's been traveling,
Yes.
visiting family, and so she just wanted to come just to be in the field. She just wanted to come just to be around, what, you know, just to touch in, and she wanted to come over to do it. And I'm thinking, like, well, why don't you just be on the show?
It's like,
Yeah, why don't you be on the show? And and I'm so glad that that you came all the way from where you live. She comes from a long distance and through all that traffic, but she can really drive. She don't, not like me, you know. Whew. Oh Lord Jesus, you know. Yeah, Jesus in my back pocket because I'm still driving. I need to have Jesus,
especially in Los Angeles.
Ooh, you
The
know.
great thing about the B-hood is that you can come there when nobody's there and sit in that room
Yeah.
and you absorb it all.
That's true. That's true.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, there's a love.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Lots of loving vibrations. And speaking of the B-hood, Sunday devotional this Sunday will feature the Agape Golden Choir, the Vintage Choir Club, or the Vintage Crazy Choir, depending on how you see it.
Exactly.
The Choir Club. And so everybody's invited. It's Agape, but we're going to be featuring choir songs, and it's so wonderful when they show up. So they'll be here this coming Sunday. We started choir members. See if you can be here by 11 o'clock, and the devotional starts at 11:30, and we'll have the band. Rob will be back, and Raymond will be with us this Sunday, and Rickie Byars. So we're gonna have a great band and having a good time.
Bring a dish. We'll have a great lunch afterwards.
Yeah, bring a
All
dish.
right.
Yeah, bring a dish. Bring a
'Cause they
dish.
can cook.
Oh yeah, we you know, I think because Chef Lori will be she's on vacay with her hubby, you know, celebrating their anniversary. So here's a shout out to Chef Lori,
Hey, Chef Lori.
and gratitude to, I didn't say this, to John Caesar, who's often on the thread here, who brought 2 cakes with ice cream.
Mm.
But he
Did you
brought
eat those
juice as
cakes?
well. He brought juice
Yeah,
for us in the morning.
he bought that fresh squeezed juice. It's so good. But anyway, but I'm down to just one slice. You know, people drink, they go, I'm down to one drink. You know, you still drunk. You still drinking. You know, you ain't in the recovery. You down to one drink. Okay, so but no, I'm trying to not quit.
And happy birthday to Chef Lori as well.
Oh, it's a birthday?
Well, it passed. I'm not exactly sure when it was.
Okay.
And Naila's.
Happy belated
Naila.
birthday.
Naila Porter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gemini.
Maxine's got all that info, you know.
Oh yeah, okay.
She's the mayor.
You know, and all the Geminis who are on the thread. Happy birthday, Merryman and Morrissey. You know, a lot of folks born in the Gemini season.
And
And
Keith.
so who do you say?
Keith was in the end of May. He's a Gemini.
Oh yeah, we already celebrated him.
Well, he's so good. We got to do it twice.
Yeah, we got to do it. We got to do it. Now next week I will be at Unity Village for the Posse Fest, which is a progressive New Thought music festival that's done at Unity Village in Lee Summit, Missouri. I fly into Kansas City and go on, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Here's a shout out to Misa Malone, Demora Alexander, and Candida Rose, great singers, and we will be singing together in concert. And So it's going to be wonderful. So that if so you got friends in Kansas City, tell them to go to the Posse Fest at the Empower Ma website. But almost all the events are open. You just go to Empower Ma. I'll put it down here in the post a comment here so that you'll see what it looks like, just in case you have friends in the area and they might want to show up. Is that an E? Yeah. E. I can't see. Hold on a second. EMPOWER, empowerma.com. And it might be .org or org or org. Speaking of org, okay, so there. Okay, speaking of empowerma.org and empowerma.com, the RIGASA.us site will be live soon, but I'm just making some changes in the inventory so that we will sell what we have. We got that shirt that Sue is wearing is very popular. It's probably the most popular shirt is the white on the black. So we have the hoodies and all those things, but that black and white is a stunning success. And so pretty soon we will have more stock in. And also, what are you saying, Sue?
We do have those in long sleeve though. So.
Oh yeah, we got long sleeve white and black. And the long sleeve is good too, especially it says an error occurred.
When you put it in.
So can you put EMPOWERMA, like music and arts, MA.org, empowerma.org. So that's one thing. The other thing is that I was just waiting for all the platforms to go live for Rob McDonald's project. And it will be live very soon. We're just waiting for iTunes and all of the clearances. So Make Me Stronger, the live collection will be available along with the new Rob McDonald t-shirts. So we're doing t-shirts.
He has his own t-shirts too?
Yeah. And,
all right.
And he's going to have his own CD too. So that's it, empowerma.org. So that's what's happening. Next week, I got to see if somebody will take the show for me. It might be, I'll see if life coach Ade can take it. And if not, it'll be we'll be off that day. And I look forward to seeing you the following week. Linnea, hi, I'm glad that you could join us. She's coming on, some people coming on now, just coming on. And Janet Rogers. Hey, Janet. So, you guys are just coming in, but this is Leslee McGee. Leslee McGee is a mystic in her own way. She's a running mystic. She's a poet. She writes and she has acted, and she's taught and been guidance counselor and an assistant principal for years and years. She's very accomplished in education, and she was an All-American runner, and she's a brilliant being that I met at Agape. She was part of the Alto Nation and Soul Sisters retreat, and she's in the B-hoodie.
Yay.
So this is Leslee, in case you're getting on late, and we've been talking about what it takes to go into the unknown, to venture out, to walk into this time of life sometimes where, people are retiring, they're retiring. They're going like, well, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to start doing something different. And sometimes people stop doing things that they love to do because they were supposed to retire, and I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you stop doing what you love to do, And, I was like, when they said, hey, Rickie's going to be retiring, the last Sunday I was at Agape, I was like, nah, I ain't retiring. I just completed what I came to do here. I completed what I came to do here.
Yes.
But I'm not retiring. I'm a songwriter. I'm a singer. I love music. I love sharing my gifts. Shout out to Louisville, Kentucky, and all the places that I will be going. Oh, and before I forget, it seems that Cape Town, not Cape Town, but the trip to South Africa with Johannesburg, Victoria Falls, And Cape Town is a done deal. So if you're interested in that, just get ready, get your money to the side. It's going to cost about $3,200 for the whole trip, but that includes
That's not bad.
that includes the flight.
That's incredible.
That includes flights.
Wow.
That includes flights into Joburg, into Victoria Falls, and back. All of that. And it includes everything. Includes hotel, and most of the hotels have a breakfast. Some have breakfast and dinner. So and this is in November. We would leave the Thanksgiving week. Like November 26th, we would leave because the event is on the happens.
Excuse me.
Really close to on that Sunday. So we got to leave and have enough time to acclimate. But the event is November 30th. It's a New Thought Symposium in South Africa. And I've been invited there to present music. And yeah, I'm going. And then on December 7th, the same program in Cape Town. So people said they wanted to go with me. Brother Yavin, you want to go? Mikael, Vivian, my good friend, June Craven, everybody wants to go. So, hey, I got a plan. Dun, 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 dun. If you don't want to go all the way there, maybe Costa Rica. Then I'm going to Costa Rica with, and we'll be in concert there with Cerise Patron. Cerise, what's your last name? Is leaving me right now. But she's a bad girl out of Cerise, out of Phoenix, Arizona. And she's amazing. And Kathy Stringer and John Stringer are the presenters of that retreat. Mm-hmm. They're the conveners of it. And I will be there just on vacay and as part of their concert. But that will be from August 3rd through the 10th. So if you're interested in that, you can go to healingartsmanagement.com and find out all about that. And that's pretty much it. Wrapping it up, I just want to thank everybody for being in my life. Thank you for being so magnificent. Thank you, Sue Lingle, for setting up the show. Thank you, Jamone. And thank you for all of you who do what you do. And also, I know that we didn't do the newsletter yet. There's a reason for that. So just hang in there because a whole lot of things are happening. So I'm giving you the information. I am the newsletter. I am the newsletter, baby.
And Rickie, I want to thank you so much for inviting me.
Hey,
that was a
great.
surprise. That was a surprise.
I'm
and all these
here so we can get her whole head.
All these kind words are so hard to hear, but thank you so much.
You're amazing.
I really, really appreciate it. And thank you guys all for just being out there.
Yeah. So what's the next thing? What's your next thing?
My next
for
thing,
you. Where's the next page leading you in life?
My next page is leading me to retiring from the district. That's my next page from the district. But going on to who knows what it's going to be. If it's going to be more songwriting, more coaching, more singing, I'm not sure. But I'm open to whatever God would have me do. So
you're leaving the school system.
I'm hoping maybe this will be my last year.
Okay.
28 years. I think that'll be a good number.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a great number. When you're ready, that's the number.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I love you, Leslee, and
love you too.
Listen, LA Unified has been blessed by you.
Thank you. I've been blessed by all the students.
Yeah. She's amazing. And let's remain student of the Most High God. Do your part, walk with God. Hey, love each other. Love your sister and brother as yourself. And just do your best and let God do the rest. Do your best. If you're working through a hard time, take a deep breath and keep your eyes open for all it is that you are to learn from it. We are here to grow. Last closing words from a great and wonderful daughter. If we could be close in each other's hearts and minds, it would take no time for us to call the day divine. We are here to grow, here to love the world, here to bring the majesty so rare to see. See, I am one with you. You are one with me. Eternal truth that passes in the water and the air we breathe. And can't you see that there's a need for love? And then she says, this phase is the last. So, hey, if this is my last chance, let me say, I love you and I appreciate you. And I will see you next time.
Yeah.
God bless.
God bless.
Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say,